Crews come to the rescue when a boat overturns, dumping 2 men into the Little Miami River.
They were fishing near Fletcher and Glendale Milford roads in Sims Township, and that's where Anjanette Levy joins us live. Anjanette.
Yeah, Cami, those 2 men were in a John boat fishing for muskie when that boat flipped. One of the men was actually able to swim to shore. He flagged down another man for help, and that man called 911.
A guy came up from the river, soaking wet, said his boat flipped. He can't find the person that was in the boat with him. And the water's really rough down here. And now I can't find the first guy. So
the first guy was fine. Firefighters suited up in rescue gear, launched their boats, and found the second man downriver. He was wearing a personal flotation device, and he was hanging onto a tree limb. The water was very cold, and he was showing signs of hypothermia. The firefighters put a second PFD on that man and pulled him into their boat.
And with a life jacket on, the other risk that he could have had was getting hung up in what we would call a strainer that's in the river. So a tree that's, laying across the river and he gets actually hung into it. And then life jacket on or not, you kind of become like a bobber, and the water would just eventually force you under.
And that man is very lucky he was able to hold on to that tree limb for as long as he was. We're told they believe he was in the water for about an hour. He was very cold, showing signs of hypothermia, so he was taken to the hospital as a precaution. And these firefighters say they do swift water training to prepare for a rescue such as this one, but they really warn people when the water is moving this high and it's this cold outside and it's moving so swiftly, they tell people that they really shouldn't get in the water. They really need to wait until the current isn't so rough and the water warms up. Reporting live in Sims Township, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News. Cami, back to you.
Anjanette, I go over the Little Miami River. I'm from the Loveland area, and I go over it every day. And it's so funny, this morning I even noticed as I was going over, I thought, wow, it is really high and it is rushing fast.
Yeah, definitely. And the Little Miami bike trail is just over here to my right. So you have a bird's eye view of that river from that bike trail. And it really is moving very fast. I was actually quite surprised when we got out here to hear that people were actually out on the river fishing in these conditions.
Yeah, it surprised me too, and a lot of debris too. Anjanette, thank you. The Cincinnati Fire Department responded to help, but the rescue was finished by the time they arrived there. Well, we have seen